Today I've given a presentation on my recent research on TMS and EEG with the support of the BrainBox Initiative, who provided the funding and technical support.
I'm hoping to network, that's most important. I'm hoping to get feedback on my project. I'm hoping to maybe try and get some collaborations for future projects as well.
It was absolutely amazing to be able to present my work, which I've done over the course of my PhD, in front of the audience that I had today. I think it went pretty well. I got really nice feedback from it. I got a lot of interest from other people as well.
I think my presentation went really well. I thought I was slightly nervous at the beginning, but then I actually nailed it, I think. It was very good.
We've had some really varied and interesting talks, especially on brain simulation methods, and also recent technical innovations as well in brain simulation, specifically TMS.
The people I've met have given great feedback on my work. Definitely a lot of interesting ideas moving forward, a lot of ways to improve our research and change our research questions.
It's not just an opportunity to validate your ideas and sort of openly pitch ideas at each other, but it's also a nice way to come up with new ideas and look at what other people are doing, which is cutting edge. I met a lot of people who are doing some really interesting stuff and applying some really interesting methods now, which I'm really keen to go back and test on my own work.
Some of the speakers have been absolutely excellent. A particular highlight for me was Jacinta O'Shea from Oxford. I've heard some of her work before, but the work that she presented in Neglect from both a clinical and a scientific point of view was really breathtaking, actually. I particularly enjoyed seeing that. We had a nice chat about some of her work, and I've also been able to connect with some colleagues and hopefully potential collaborators in the future.
I also like the session on grant writing and paper writing. I'm finishing my PhD at the moment, so I'm pretty busy writing papers. It's always good to know how to structure an article, and I think that Sven gave some pretty useful advice on that.
There is a problem with emerging talent in that the career structure, as we all know, is very poor for scientists. Your work often gets presented by your boss in some exotic location that you've never been to before, and you don't get much input into the structure of conferences.
But the BrainBox Initiative is the only one that's addressing a really important imbalance in our field. There's a huge gap between the people at the coalface putting in the hard hours of work, generating the new data and the new insights, and those who are often on the stage. That needs to be corrected. So I think it's fantastic that that is one of the primary goals of this meeting, and I think it's worked brilliantly. The atmosphere has been fantastic. I mean, you go to a lot of conferences, people are a bit sleepy, Q&A sessions are often not very vibrant. This has been so different from the normal experience. I think there have probably been more questions asked of every speaker at this conference than I can remember at any conference I've been to before. People feel they have a stake in the meeting, that they get on stage, they get to talk about their work, and then they feel equally entitled to engage in the intellectual exchange.
There were so many early career researchers there. It gave the conference a really different energy, I think, to a lot of other conferences. There was lots of new ideas, lots of willingness to try things, and it was just really, really fantastic.
I've actually been incredibly impressed by the quality of the questions and the science presentations from the early career researchers.
They've got knowledge, in fact, that they can share, and we should give them a chance to share it.